you very much. All right, welcome back. So let's just take a few moments to settle the mind, engage in some breathing meditation. Relaxing into your comfortable meditation position. Allowing your body to become still. And having centered yourself, feel all the tension in your body draining away. Then to let go of all of the distractions and busyness in the mind. We turn our attention to our breathing, focusing on the sensation of the breath as it enters and leaves the nostrils. Try to focus all of your awareness on this subtle sensation of the breath. And whenever your mind wanders to distractions, immediately bring it back to the breath. And enjoy just sitting, breathing, and not doing anything else for a few minutes. gradually, you can relax your concentration. And without forgetting whatever experience of inner peace you have cultivated in your mind, in your own time you can arise from your meditation. And we can engage in the liberating prayer.
O Blessed One, Shakyamuni Buddha, precious treasury of compassion, bestower of supreme inner peace, you who love all beings without exception, are the source of happiness and goodness, and you guide us to the liberating path. Your body is a wish-fulfilling jewel. Your speech is supreme purifying nectar, and your mind is refuge for all living beings. With folded hands I turn to you, supreme, unchanging friend. I request from the depths of my heart, please give me the light of your wisdom to dispel the darkness of my mind, and to heal my mental continuum. Please nourish me with your goodness, that I in turn may nourish all beings with an unceasing banquet of delight. Through your compassionate intention, your blessings and virtuous deeds, and my strong wish to rely upon you, may all suffering quickly cease, and all happiness and joy be fulfilled, and may holy Dhamma flourish forevermore.
So in this session, we are going to be understanding or looking at a traditional meditation on death and impermanence. This meditation on death is a very meaningful meditation to engage in. It helps us to accept, develop a mind of acceptance towards our own and others' deaths. So it says, for example, we need to contemplate and meditate on our death again and again until we gain a deep realization of death. Although on an intellectual level we all know that eventually we are going to die, our awareness of death remains superficial. Okay? So unless, perhaps we're in the situation where our awareness of death is not superficial. We have a diagnosis. We have maybe some direct experience of when we thought we were going to die. But for many people, and even that's all right. For many people, it can be a shock. Yeah? Even though intellectually we know that we are going to die, others are going to die, but whenever it happens, it's a shock, indicating that our awareness of death, we can say, hasn't touched our heart. Yeah. In these teachings, when they were given at Manjushri Centre, our main centre in the UK. Around that time, there was a resident teacher who was then, who was taken to hospital, and in the course of these teachings, passed away. So it is something that we know, like we hear about, we read about, we have direct experience of. It's something that we know is a part of life. And the blurb of this course, it says we're alive, therefore we will die. Yeah. So one of the functions of this meditation on death is to enable us to gain more familiarity, and so that our fear of death reduces. Our fear of death reduces because we are living day by day in knowledge, in deep knowledge of this reality. So we're living day by day, or more and more, we can say, in this knowledge. We are accepting, we are confronting, accepting the inevitability of our death, the how it is definite. And in this way also we are naturally preparing for this time. Yeah. There is a book written by Venerable Geshe called "Living Meaningfully, Dying Joyfully." Okay, so how wonderful! Yeah, we live, and this book is all about. It's all about how we can use a knowledge of our death to bring great meaning to our life. So living meaningfully, or almost we can say living meaningfully and joyfully, dying joyfully. So perhaps we have experience of these people, that they live maybe a very beautiful life, and as they're passing away, they are also very peaceful. Yeah. So this meditation on death enables us to prepare. Prepare for that time. Yeah. So it's not that we are afraid of death. It's that we have a little bit of fear, a wisdom fear, we can say, of dying unprepared. Yeah. But if we are prepared, then we can have great confidence. Yeah. Sometimes we might ask, how do I know that I'm going to be able to pass away with a peaceful mind? Yeah. The answer to this is, if we're living our life, if we're able to live our life, or we're moving in the direction of living our life more and more with a peaceful mind, then we can be confident that when the time of our death comes, we will be able to meet it with peace. Very nice. to illustrate this point, there was an example that was given, or that Buddha gave. And I think for us, we also, living in New Zealand, perhaps there's a very dominant wind in one particular direction. We have experience of this, where you might see a tree, for example, maybe on the side of a hill or whatever, and it's leaning in a very definite direction. Yeah? So we can ask ourselves, when that tree falls down, in what direction will it fall? Yeah? And it seems very clear. It might be, of course, maybe there's a strong wind in the other direction. Maybe that happens. But we can say in general, we can be pretty confident, when it falls, it will fall in that direction, I think they've propped up they've done some work on the Leaning Tower of Pisa. But, if it does fall, you can be pretty confident, okay? You know in which way it's going to fall. So this meditation on death, one of the points that we arrive at is this reflection. I may die today. Yeah, may die today. So this wisdom, I may die today. This reflection starts with I will definitely die, but the point that we reach is I may die today. There is so much wisdom that we can gain from this meditation. This is the sort of wisdom that those who are close to death impart on us. Yeah? And there's many. It's very common. These sort of things that people say. Like there was one interview with someone who'd spent a lot of time with the dying, and they asked, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really want? And what never came up was someone saying, bring in my trophies, bring in my medals. It was people's connections with others. It was principally people's love for others. Yeah. So this reflection, we can, like one of our students says that it's their reset. Yeah, it's like they reset. Because what it does, this meditation is likened to a hammer. Yeah, the strength of it is like a hammer that shatters like our complacencies and our concern for trivialities. Yeah. So that all sounds maybe quite poetic, but the experience of this is that we stop worrying about things that really do not matter. Yeah. And again, this is one of the things that people who are close to dying often say, is I wish I didn't worry about these people liking me, for example. Yeah. I wish I allowed myself to be happier. Yeah. There was a story of a Canadian gymnast who unfortunately passed away in 2021. But she had competed, and had done very well nationally. Was looking to move on to the sort of the international stage. She had found some. Like a lump, for example, was quickly diagnosed with melanoma. And this documentary basically followed. It was various series of interviews and so forth. And of course, initially it was very, very difficult. But what she explained was that actually she started to accept herself a lot more. She even said love herself a lot more. This is very, very common. And her self-confidence naturally increased. Yeah. So often what gets us down is this attachment to what people think about us. Yeah. You know, are these people going to like me, and so forth? Yeah. All of that is cut through when we contemplate that eventually we're going to be moving on. Yeah. Like I'm definitely going to die. Yeah. And this reflection that the thought is I may even die today. We don't know. Yeah, we don't know. This may be, this may be my last day. So of course, all of these, and if we're in the situation that of course that can be quite confronting, perhaps very, very confronting. But this is why we engage in the meditation on it. Yeah. So that in the safety of our meditation practice, we can bring these thoughts in and allow them to be in our heart. It might initially be quite uncomfortable, yeah. But the more we're able to live with this reality, live in accordance with this reality, when it ultimately does happen, we've been training, yeah. Whether we've got a day, a month, a year, decades, we can be bringing this awareness of death into our everyday life, living in accordance with it, accepting it, yeah, more and more. And again, it's a process. It's a process of acceptance, accepting more and more this reality. So this meditation enables us to shatter this these concerns that we have for these things that really do not matter. Yeah. Sometimes it can feel like we are a little bit like sleepwalking through life. Yeah. Or that, for example, life hasn't quite begun yet. Yeah. It's like, we're decades into it and we feel like, okay, it's going to happen soon. It's gonna start. But without really connecting with this meditation, there is a danger that we continue just to sort of go through life in this sort of sleepwalking fashion, not really getting down to what actually matters. Not having this like laser focus on the things that really matter. And because of this, our life is filled up with so many things. Yeah. For some people, it's a particular career that they're in. And then realize this is not really what I want to be doing. Yeah. Like this is actually this is what really gives me meaning. Yeah. Instead, I'm stuck in this thing. And it's very easy for the years to go by, for life just to go by, without them taking that step, without them actually engaging in what they really in their heart wants to do. The same is true for some relationships that are damaged. Yeah? So one of the things that happens when people are close to death is that they want to heal relationships with their family and so on. Yeah. Now it might be that there are some things, there's some resentments that we have in our heart towards people that we just let linger. Yeah. Year by year, linger. But again, it's this, when we bring our mortality, our death into our everyday, into our awareness, then we think, I need to, from my side, maybe they're still not happy with me and so forth, but my side, I want to try to do something. Yeah. When one of our senior teachers was giving explanation to this meditation, she was saying imagine, think this is our last day. Yeah. And it's like how how would I approach this person? How would I interact with this person? What would I say to them? What would I feel about them? Yeah. I know it's if you knew it was your last day, there would be no way you would go. Very unlikely that you would be going into work. Sometimes people who are diagnosed with something, you hear about it, they've been given however long to live, and they keep on going to work. You're like thinking, no, you've got to wrap this up. So this meditation is not, I'm definitely going to, this is definitely my last day. But it might be. Yeah, it might be, it might not be. Yeah. Yeah. So if it's not, I still need a job, so I still need to go in. Yeah. But if it is, how do I, if this is my last day, how do I approach it? Yeah. Because it's so easy, isn't it, for life to become incredibly monotonous and boring. Yeah. It's this is just going to carry on just like this, day by day by day by day by day. But for many people, it's not. Many people, they go into work thinking this is going to be just another day, and then on their way home, they don't make it home. We see things like this all the time. So it says, since our intellectual knowledge of death does not touch our hearts, each and every day we continue to think, I will not die today. I will not die today. Even on the day of our death, we are still thinking about what we'll do tomorrow or next week. This mind that thinks every day, I will not die today, is deceptive. It leads us in the wrong direction and causes our human life to become empty. So it's very likely that we're not actively thinking throughout our day, I'm not going to die today, I'm not going to die today, I'm not going to die today. Okay. So, but this thought is within, caked within, a lot of our assumptions, a lot of our thinking, yeah. A lot of our stresses, a lot of our anxieties, yeah. A lot of our worries. If we didn't have this thought, if instead it says, on the other hand, through meditating on death, we will gradually replace the deceptive thought, I will not die today, with a non-deceptive thought, I may die today. The mind that spontaneously thinks each and every day, I may die today, is the realization of death. Yeah. So it's this realization that it says opens the door to the spiritual path, but also enables us to really engage with our life. Yeah. We often say, to make every moment precious. Make every moment precious, every moment count. And it's this meditation that really enables us to do that. Yeah. Again, if we think, I may die today, and it's what am I doing? What am I doing with my time? Yeah. It's not so much, it's mainly what sort of attitude or mind am I taking with it? Yeah. Am I taking with, or engaging in this activity with? Yeah. It's we're off to work. Okay, we're off to work, and we're seeing these various people. Yeah, we might be thinking, okay, maybe this is the last time maybe I won't see this person again. Maybe I won't see this bus driver again. These sort of things. Maybe I won't see my work colleagues again. This customer and so forth. Yeah. So then we can approach all of these interactions in a very special way. That they take on a very beautiful meaning. Yeah. Previously, it was just another day, just another person. But now with this recognition, it's okay, right? How can I make this? These are the precious moments of my life. How can I make this meaningful? Yeah. And so minds that we know to be good and very beneficial, such as love, such as compassion, such as patience. All of these states of mind very easily, naturally arise. Yeah? And minds such as anger, yeah, minds such as anger, and also actions done out of anger, will be able to stamp out. Yeah? Like, if we thought, okay, this is the last time I'm going to see my partner, and so forth, my friend. It's like, okay, what do I want to say? We try not to be dramatic, of course, but it's like, okay, what's meaningful? Like, what's the most meaningful thing I can do? What's the most meaningful thing I can think, feel, and say for this person? Yeah. And so one of the benefits of this meditation is that we stop regretting. Yeah. Because we have this attitude, then we can a little bit say like we're trying our best in every moment, trying to be the best version of ourselves, and so we stop regretting actions. Yeah. We start laying. We can say like a path of beauty, and so when we look back on this, we can be, okay, right, this is what I engaged in. These are the beautiful actions that I engaged in throughout my life. And because we've been engaging in this reflection many, many times, then when our death occurs, we'll be prepared. We'll have a good mind when this happens. So it is not, as Venerable Geshe-la says, we might not be happy to think about it, to hear about it, but from the experience of our daily happiness, from the point of view of the kind of actions that we naturally engage in, from the point of view of the way that we live our life, then this sort of reflection is so meaningful. From a Buddhist perspective, so in the previous session we looked at how our death is the permanent separation of our body and mind. Okay? So our body, we leave it behind. It's no longer any use to us. And our mind continues. So the mind is what we take. Yeah? So we can understand that our mind has particular tendencies and particular habits, things that we've engaged in many, many times in the past. So if we've used this life to engage in good actions, because we're thinking, I might not see this person again. I want to love them. I want to have my best mind towards them. These are the sort of things. These are the sort of tendencies that we're going to be taking with us. Yeah. So for some people, this explanation that I'm going to give, they've already got it in their heart. Yeah. But for a lot of us, there is this resistance. Death is something that happens to other people. We see it all the time. But there's this grasping, there's this resistance in our heart which thinks, but not me. Yeah. Not me, not today. Yeah. And then the next day, not me, not today. So it's like, when? Not today, not today. Even when, when we receive a diagnosis, when we're told, when we're told you have certain amount of time to live, there can still be this resistance in our heart. Yeah. So the first part of this is to try to, like, erode away, try to dissolve away this resistance, this. So sometimes when I think, not me, and the implicit in that is this thought, well, yes, somehow I'm special. Yeah, somehow I'm special. It's not going to happen to me. Okay, all right. Everyone, though, very likely had that same thought. Everyone thinks they're special. Okay, it happened to them. Okay, so obviously that doesn't protect me. Yeah. Recently there was this movie star, Chuck Norris, that passed away. Maybe back in the 90s, Walker, Texas Ranger. Maybe it was even earlier. Anyway, he was with like Bruce Lee. He was a martial artist. There are wonderful stories about Chuck Norris. One that he was talking about. Like he's well known as a really tough individual. Yeah. He was just talking to this reporter. He was holding up a picture of him, like hugging a tiger. And Chuck Norris was saying, he was lying down with this tiger, and then there was this grrr. Okay. And so the animal handler said, okay, all right, now you've got to slowly walk away. All right. And Chuck Norris said, yep. And then the tiger slowly walked away. Yeah. Like, so for me, I'm thinking, okay, if it happened to Chuck Norris, all right. Anyway, you can apply whatever applies to you. But that worked for me. Yeah. If it could happen to him, it's incredibly tough, mentally, physically individual. Okay, it can happen to me. But then also, we can look back, over the centuries, and it's happened to every single person. Some people live very, a long time, some people shorter time. Okay. But it is definitely something that happens to each of us. It is something that everyone that we meet, everyone that we see, is something that everyone goes through. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, of course we know this. But like is explaining here, there's a difference between this intellectual knowledge and something that actually touches our heart. So if we can, the more we can get it down so that we actually start living it, yeah. Understanding that, there will be a time where I do move on, where I do pass away. I will have to go through the process of dying. It's like, okay, what is going to protect me at that time? It's not going to be the stuff that I have, our attachment to possessions, doesn't matter. Attachment that we have to our body, of course we need a body, we need it healthy and so forth. To our career, to all of these things. So we can use the example of those people who have shown that example of being peaceful at that time. Yeah. And it's their love for others, it's their compassion. It's their spiritual practice, it's their peaceful mind. Yeah. And so engaging in this reflection, we can then start now preparing for that time. Yeah. Living our life in a very beautiful way. And each day, preparing for this time. Yeah, preparing for our death. So what is this meditation? So it says, first we engage in the following contemplation. I will definitely die. There is no way to prevent my body from finally decaying. Day by day, moment by moment, my life is slipping away. I have no idea when I will die. The time of death is completely uncertain. Many young people die before their parents. Some die the moment they are born. There is no certainty in this world. Furthermore, there are so many causes of untimely death. The lives of many strong and healthy people are destroyed by accidents. There is no guarantee I will not die today. Having repeatedly contemplated these points, we mentally repeat over and over again, I may die today, I may die today, and concentrate on the feeling it evokes. We transform our mind into this feeling, I may die today, and remain on it single-pointedly for as long as possible. We should practice this meditation repeatedly until we spontaneously believe each and every day, I may die today. Okay. So there are a few points here that we can reflect upon. Okay. It might be that we just take our time to reflect upon these few words, I will definitely die. Okay? I'll definitely die. So again, here the point of this meditation is to take it from our head, into an experience. Okay? Because this experience is definitely going to have a great impact on the way that we live our life. Okay? So we try to shift our perspective. Okay, not from it's going to happen later. Yeah, and even this resistance thinking not to me, into this heartfelt knowledge. Okay, yes, it is going to happen to me. It is going to happen to me. And we try to have that in an accepting mind. Okay, mind that's not resisting. Okay, I will definitely die. Then if we can try to entertain, we can try to bring into our mind these other reflections, such as I don't know when it's going to be. Yeah. It might happen today. And then we give these thoughts some space in our mind. I may die today. And we concentrate on the feeling it evokes. Okay, so let's just go through this contemplation. I'll read it out, and you can engage in it in any way you feel comfortable. Perhaps it's very gentle. Perhaps you want to dive straight in. Okay. So in this meditation, we are going to develop our awareness of death. It's said that an awareness of death enables our life to come alive. It enables us to let go of our worries and anxieties about things that really do not matter. And will enable us to live our life in an incredibly meaningful way. And ultimately to approach our death with peace. So we first engage in the following contemplation. I will definitely die. This means that we will definitely, or our mind will definitely, move on from this life. Day by day, moment by moment, my life is slipping away. I have no idea when I will die. The time of death is completely uncertain. Many young people die before their parents. Some die the moment they are born. There is no certainty in this world. Furthermore, there are so many causes of untimely death. The lives of many strong and healthy people are destroyed by accidents. There is no guarantee that I will not die today. Having repeatedly contemplated these points, we mentally repeat over and over again, I may die today, I may die today. And we concentrate on the feeling it evokes. focus on this thought, I may die today, and particularly on the feeling it evokes for the final few minutes of the meditation. And gradually, you can relax your concentration. And then, without forgetting whatever experience you've cultivated in your meditation, you can arise from the meditation. So this meditation is a very powerful contemplation to engage in. Yeah. So that if we do this meditation in the morning, then all our actions throughout the day will be far more meaningful. Yeah. Meaning that what we do, what we say, even what we think and what we feel, will be strongly influenced by this meditation. Yeah. Like I mentioned, we'll find that we are able to hold ourselves back from becoming irritated and angry with people. Yeah. From saying things that we later regret. Yeah. Because we have this thought, okay, maybe this is the last time I have this encounter with this person. Yeah. I want to make it meaningful. Okay, so we now have some time for lunch, and then we'll come back for our final session at 2:00. where we'll have some instruction on some of the causes and the processes of death, and then a lovely meditation on, anyway, won't give it away, but a lovely meditation at the end. All right. Thank you. Thanks very much.